The hashtag is me first. Stop listening to so many people and start listening to yourself. Ask yourself back at home, what problems do I have? How do I solve them? I have an income. I have a salary. How many problems do I have? Why am I going to work every single morning? Am I going to work to feed people at home, or am I going to work to finish and destroy poverty in our lineage? Sometimes the problem with us is this. You are going to work every single morning. You wake up every single morning. It's very cold. It's chilly morning, and you are going to work. But you do not know why you are working. Do you know that there are so many people who they just have a job? You have a job, yes. But every single year, you have no goal as to why I'm going to work. You just wake up every morning because you sent your CV to a certain company, you are interviewed, and you got a job. You're just working. If somebody asks you that, why are you working? I have bills to pay. I have a family that depends on me. Is that the only reason you're working? Some of us came from very poor backgrounds. Haven't you ever had a conversation with yourself to ask yourself that, you know what, I want this job to change the background where I come from. I need this job to be the first person who's not gonna be poor from my family. I want to be not a burden to my family. I want to depend on myself. And start just doing things to get yourself out of that poverty and start depending on yourself without depending on any other person. It is not like when you get a job, you've got to start paying bills and you're fixing every problem within your family. Sometimes the problem in your family, it is you, because you depend on them. When you find your job, it is that time that you need to get out of that family and start depending on yourself. Number 2, remember, no matter how hard you try, you can never solve every person's problem. You can't help everyone, be it a family, be it a society, be it colleagues, be it friends. We have some people who think that they are gods. Every problem, every second, every hour, calls are coming. Calls come from your family members, and these calls are all asking for help. There hasn't been any single call that comes to you just to know how you are doing. No call has ever been just to know or to support you in your project that you're doing. But every project that other people are doing, you are always the first that people call to help. You want to ask yourself a question. Are you the God of everyone? Must you be the one solving these problems every day? Were you born to solve problems? There's a day I was teaching ladies in the Gulf. I was having a conversation with ladies living in the Gulf, and especially in Saudi, those who are working in the houses. And I told them this. When you guys left Kenya, when you guys left Tanzania, when you guys left Nigeria or Ghana or Senegal or maybe Uganda, and you went to the Gulf and you went to a house, you're working as a housemaid. If you left your country because of problems, you are in Saudi Arabia, you are in Qatar, you are in Dubai, you are in Bahrain, you are in Kuwait as a housemaid. And in your head, when somebody asks you that, but why are you doing this job? And your answer becomes that it's because of the problems at home. I will tell you, you will work for 20 years plus and you will never solve those problems. They will never end. Because the reason behind you being out there is because of the problems. It is because you left your country because of problems. So those problems will never ever end. I can tell you that for free. If you left your country and you went outside abroad and you're working as a housemaid, you are even working as a security guard, as a cleaner, as a receptionist, as whatsoever. And in your head, when somebody asks you, but why are you doing this job? Your answer is, I'm doing this job because of the problems I have at home. You will always have those problems. Your mom will be sick. You will take them to hospital. The moment they will heal, they will be requiring a house. You will be building them a house. The moment you finish the house, there will be school fees for your sibling, the last born. The moment you finish the school fees, there will be your uncle who is sick. You finish that, your house will be raining, or maybe something happened, a calamity needs to be fixed again. Once you're done with that, your church will be having a contribution to buy some church instruments. The moment you're thinking about finishing that, you are again, problems will be until you will leave that place where you're working. What am I trying to say? You can't help everyone. Therefore, when you leave your country, when you leave your village, you're going to the city, live with the mind, God, thank you for health. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity. And I pray that where I'm going because I want to change the foundation where I was born in. I was born in a foundation, in a background where poverty was everything. And what I want to change is that me and my lineage will never ever again sit in poverty. God looks at you and says that even if there was a curse that your family had, I'm removing it, and you are going to be the first person who's going to take away poverty from your lineage. He's not telling you to remove everybody in your family from poverty. He's telling you that your lineage, you plus your lineage, not your family. You don't know what your parents did, and that's why they are in poverty. You don't know what your grandparents did in the past that kept them in poverty. You want to wash your lineage. You have to ask God that I'm leaving this place because where I was born in a land and a place of poverty, and I have to clear it from myself. Let it end with me. Every single day that you will be working, opportunities will be following you. Every time you get that salary, God will be opening your head and showing you how to invest. The moment you get that job, a friend and colleagues you'll find around you will be talking about investments. They'll be talking about how to save. They will be talking about how to get other jobs. They will be talking about skills. And you grow. Day by day, you grow. You start from here, you go to the next step. Before you know it, you will have beaten the poverty in your family. Unfortunately, for us, when we leave our villages, we think that we are now kings. We want to fix the problems in the village. Every wedding in the village, you are the first person to contribute. Every instrument in every church in the village, you are the one who's supposed to buy. Come on, you cannot fix every problem. There was a time David wanted to build a temple for God, and David had everything. He had everything, but his hands were dirty. When he wanted to build a temple for God, God told him that no, even though you have something, everything to build for me a temple, I will not allow you. Your son will do that. Sometimes you are not supposed to build that temple, my friends. You are struggling to build that temple that you left behind. It is not your work. That's why you're building it, and it's not even standing. You're trying to build that temple, but it's not standing. Every year, every season, you try. You try, but there's no hope in it. Try to ask yourself a bitter question. Am I trying to help everyone?